How's it going, everybody? Thank you so much for tuning into this video, and I would just like to take a second to thank you, every single one of you, for all of your positive feedback on the last video. If you're just new to the channel, hi, welcome. My name is Jesse, and I own 465 turbo diesels. One of which was my pride and joy, and she unfortunately met her demise. That being said, just as a little I don't know, Easter egg or a little bit of information, this will not be the last you see of this truck. It'll be a while before I ever get to it. I got a bunch of other things on my plate, but nevertheless, I think I have plans for it. I don't think it's dead forever. So, there are a bunch of good parts on this truck, and I've got a couple other ones that need some work. So, I hate to say it, but I gotta tear this one down. Gotta strip it completely apart and use every bit of parts I can to get this one going and that one going. This one is my wife's crew cab. Tune into or go watch those videos on this one. Busted a piston and needs a motor. I imagine the transmission's still good. And then this one needed head gaskets. The other one Andy is currently out driving around in. It needs a it needs the hydro boost, so I can rip the hydro boost off of my crew cab and take the batteries out of my crew cab and put them in the extended cab, and then take the motor and transmission and put it in this crew cab. So that's the plan, and today's just gonna be me regretting tearing this thing down, but nevertheless needs to be done. So let's start tearing this thing down.
Do you feel your bones start to shake? Do you feel the earthquake? Do you feel your bones start to shake? Do you feel the earthquake? Do you feel your bones start to shake? Do you feel the earthquake? Do you feel your bones start to shake? Do you feel the
So the reason more or less why I'm starting off with the bed, getting it off, is because scrap metal. Pretty much every body panel, I mean the cab on this thing is junk. The two passenger side doors are scrap. I know my driver's side front fender has been scrap for the time that I've owned it. I don't want to go back with this thing not perfect, or not the way that I envisioned it in my head. So everything that is scrap on this truck, I'm just going to take to the junkyard, along with the couple of other motors that I have. I know the bed on my extended cab is fucked as well, so that's going to be scrap food. But I just want to get the bed off and kind of see more of the frame damage.
The night has come, it's cold and losing my control. Your light is gone, and lonely darkness fill my soul. I wish that you could save me from my isolation. This way so complicated, let's stop this conversation. Let's stop this conversation. We got no relation. It's crazy.
Alright, now that I got all the bed bolts out of the truck, the easiest way for me to get this bed off, and I don't care because it's already destroyed, is to flip it over that way. The problem is the extended cab is right in the way and I can't move it until I put batteries in it. So I gotta rip the batteries out of mine, throw them in the extended cab, then we can get the bed off. I know it may not look like it, but it is tearing me up inside a little bit to tear my crew cab apart. I know many of you may not care, and a bunch of you may say, it's just a fucking truck. Don't worry about it, you'll get a new one, you'll fix it, what have you. Well, fixing it is a bunch of money that I don't have right now, and insurance isn't going to cover the costs of getting it fixed. So the logical thing for me to do is to get my extended cab running, so I can drive it for the time being, and Andy can drive her dually until I can get her crew cab up and running on the road, because this is the quickest and cheapest alternative. I say cheapest because I don't want to just throw my motor and transmission into Andy's crew cab. I want to put it back together right and safe and more or less the way she wants it. I want her first impressions of driving the crew cab to be more or less the only impressions she has of driving the crew cab. But nevertheless, like I said, it's I would say it's bittersweet, but it's more bitter than anything to look at my truck in the driveway every day. It's it's just a constant reminder of what could have happened. Had been a lot worse, but it tears me up. You know, you put so much time and effort into something just for some idiot to rip it all away from you. So after I get these batteries in, I'm gonna move this truck and rip the bed off and put the bed on my trailer so I can take it for scrap. I gotta load up a bunch of other things for scrap. Then I gotta see what exactly is going on with this thing as far as its running conditions. If you've tuned into the channel for any amount of time, well, you little cocksucker. I'll bear it back. The easiest thing for me to do would be to get the extended cab running right. It's suspected bad head gaskets. Don't know for sure if it's bad head gaskets. But nevertheless, I want to do Andy's crew cab 100% the way she wants it and I want it before I go ahead and drop the engine in. I still plan on removing the bed and POR 15 on the frame and getting the suspension nice and tidy. So for the time being, I'm gonna make this one my daily driver. She ain't pretty. She don't have to be pretty for what I need her for. But the object is to get this one running so we have two vehicles again, and then start on Andy's crew cab. The thing I want Andy's crew cab to be 100% is, one, I don't want her to hate the truck. Not that I think she would hate it, but I don't want it to have any issues, and I want it to be more or less what she envisions it to be before we go ahead and, that's hot. I want it to be 100% the way she wants it before we wind up tearing it up or running around and driving it. I don't want any issues, and I want it to be safe. Safe is the most important thing. So now that we got the batteries in, let's see if old Smokey here will fire up. Smokes like an absolute freight train. So I'm suspecting a couple injectors stuck open. It hadn't moved in a year before I bought it, and since I bought it, it's just been kind of kicking around. So she's a little rough, but I guess I'll get her running all right. I'm gonna have to run it, but now let's get the bed off. Alright y'all are gonna have to excuse the friggin' cicadas, because them little bastards just are obnoxious, and I look like, well, I'm dirtier than damn it. But we got quite a bit of work done. It's just been miserably hot out, so Beds over there on the trailer. I got the new batteries that I took out of mine into this one. So this one starts and runs-ish. I'll have to dig into that sometime this week or next weekend. Dually got some goodies. So she got my toolbox, the bed rails, and the tailgate rail, and my tailgate, which was originally on this truck, but Andy didn't like it at first, so I put it on mine because I like the lights. But a little more on the damage side of things. So, well, that battery flipped over. Okay, so looking directly at the frame, you can see that this side is pushed back, and that is because the center bolt that goes through the leaf springs was, yeah, if you can see that little pin right there, that is your center bolt that goes all the way through your leaf spring pack. That is sheared, so this passenger side axle was allowed to move back, which is no good. And then you can see a little more of that twist at the very bottom of the frame. You can see over here in between the fuel tank that twist doesn't exist. Over here it's bent up pretty good. That bed mount doesn't line up anymore. This shock mount is bent. You can see right there the actual mount itself bent, and then one of the rivets holding one of these cross members in place is busted. I saw it earlier, I can't find it right now, but she's pretty beat up. Like I said, well, if I can climb up out of here. Like I said, this won't be the last you see of this poor old girl, but she's gonna take a lot of work and a lot of money to get back going again. So first on the list is to get this running and driving good, because this will be my daily driver. That will be Andy's daily driver, and then we are on to this crew cab, my wife's crew cab, getting it the exact way she wants it, and then I'll figure out what I'm gonna do with mine. Anywho, it was a productive day. Just tinkering away at the fleet. So thank you all so much for watching. I know another strange video, but we'll get back into the swing of things. So I will catch you guys in the next one.